Welcome back to Scott Family Homestead. We've got kind of a dreary spring day here today, but it's going to be a perfect day to boil down maple syrup in our evaporator. We have a slightly different evaporator setup than most. We don't have anything fancy or expensive around here. We originally had a cinder block evaporator at our old homestead, which we loved, worked great. Here we expanded a bit and we built a cinder block smoker that also works as an evaporator. So let me show you around, and I will also link the plans for this that we used. All right, the very front of this is our firebox, and so we're getting the fire going this morning. We had a custom built cover made for this, welded, that fits the perfect size. The next compartment of this is where the smoke goes when it's covered. It goes into this middle area. And this is the smoker. As you can see, it's got a nice grate in there, also custom made to fit in here. That will fit an entire pig roast. That's actually what we originally built this for. It's a nice big smoker. And then the smoke does route through the back here into our chimney and out the top. So made completely out of cinder blocks and cinder block caps and a couple custom pieces of metal.
So one thing about this smoker, the firebox is here, and there's a hole in the center here that goes between the firebox and the smoking chamber. And that hole comes in underneath the rack, and then the exhaust opening is here above the rack. So that smoke has to come across all the meat that you have in there, and it heats all that meat up and gets it smoking at a good temperature and then out the chimney. So it's good to have that draw where like all the smoke kind of goes up and out that way, but still gets the heat to your meat.
So while Ryan is getting this fire started and getting the smoker running, I'm going to go inside and I'm actually going to take some of our venison from this year. We're going to add a little bit of pork fat to it, and we're going to get those made into some venison sticks. Since we've got the smoker going today to do our syrup, we might as well get the meat in there, kind of get two things done at once. So I'm going to head in and get those mixed up. I'm going to show you what I'm using. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on that because this is a first for me. I've never made venison sticks before, but I will show you the products that we're using and we'll tell you how we like it when we're all finished. We'll come back out here and see the actual boiling of the syrup, the pan we use, and I'll give you all the details on that too as soon as we come back out. Okay, we're getting ready to mix up our venison. So I have 6 pounds of venison from this fall, and then I have about 1.5 pounds of lard. What I'm going to do is put 1 pound of venison into our bowl at a time, and then I'm just going to grind some lard into it. We'll mix it up, we'll add another pound of venison, a little bit of lard, and we'll get it all mixed up. You want about 20% pork fat when you're doing this, which works out perfectly with 6 pounds of venison and 1.5 pounds of the lard. Our seasoning mix works by the pound, so we'll do this for 7 pounds, and 7 pounds fits into one of these casings. I got the 17 millimeter. We'll use our jerky gun to load that up. So first we're going to go ahead and make our meat mixture, and then we'll do our seasonings and cure. Now you're just going to measure out, this is the seasoning we're using. We're going to measure out enough for 7 pounds of meat. We're also going to add our curing packet, 1/4 teaspoon per pound. And then you're going to add 1 ounce of water for every pound of meat. We're going to do 7 ounces of water. And then we're going to get this into our jerky cannon. We got the one from Lamb. It's nice and big. They do sell bags that go in here, but I wasn't able to get any at the last minute, so we're just going to push all of the meat down in there. You want to make sure you don't have a lot of big air bubbles, or that's going to interfere with filling your casings. Okay, these are the casings that we are using. I will link everything. You do not soak these, you just put them on the jerky cannon and then we'll be ready to go. All right, you can see we've got this on there nice and tight. We're gonna fill this up. We'll tie off each end, and then they'll be ready to go into the smoker. So I did not grow up eating any kind of venison or doing any kind of hunting, so I did not grow up with this. We're learning everything, just like homesteading. We're doing a lot of this for the very first time. But I just want to encourage you, if you've never done it before, it is possible, and it's not super expensive. So this was about $50, and then we bought the casings and the seasonings. So overall, I mean, you can use this every year with your wild game. It would pay for itself pretty quick. We usually buy turkey sticks from the grocery store, and they're about $14 a pack. So I think if you are hunting and you have the meat, this is a really good investment. So I'll show you kind of what we're getting here. So we've got these sticks, and we will smoke them. You could probably do longer ones if you were better than me at this, but as a beginner, that's about how much of the casing I'm able to get on here. So I'm gonna finish this up. We got a bunch of meat yet to go, and get these put into the smoker, and then I'll show you what we've got going on out there. We ended up with so many sticks. So this was my very first one. You can see it's got some wrinkles in it. It's smaller, but it did get easier as I went. We got some nice long ones that are nice and full. So I'm gonna take these out to the smoker now. Ryan's got that all going and it's ready. I would say if I did this again, I don't know that I would start with 7 pounds of meat. It was a lot. It was a big project. So if this is your first time doing it, maybe start with a couple of pounds. But otherwise, it was a pretty simple process. It gets easier as you go. And all the instructions are right on the packet. I mean, it's not a super hard project. And I'm really excited to smoke these and then give them a taste. You can also dehydrate or bake these. You just want them to be 165 degrees inside, and then they're done. All right, bringing these guys out to the smoker. We've got our maple syrup going, evaporating pretty good. We're gonna do these right around 200 degrees. It can be slightly less. And I expect it'll take about 2 hours. One thing to note, our mix that we used for this has a cure accelerator in it. So we can stuff these and then smoke them right away. But if you are making your own, or your mix does not have a cure accelerator, you need to cure these in your refrigerator for 24 hours. But that's the nice part about the mix that we got. We can do these right away. They have been sitting cold for a couple of hours because it did take me a while to get all the way through these. We're gonna open up the big part of the smoker. You can see our maple syrup pan here. We'll talk about that in a minute, but we're gonna get these all put on that rack in there, and we're going to put a thermometer into them so we can monitor it without having to open it up. And we're shooting for like 160, 165. Okay, so over here we have our maple syrup pan. This is made specifically for maple syrup, and it does have outlets on it, which is super nice. You have to buy a plug for it separately, and then we added this on so we can drain it out here when we're done. I got this on eBay. That was the cheapest way to buy it. They do have them on Amazon, kind of on and off, but it was much cheaper through the seller on eBay, who it's actually the same seller as Amazon. They just marked the price up on there. So I'll try to find a link for that one. We have a couple of them and really like them. We used to use the buffet pans, but after we upgraded to this bigger evaporator, we switched to the bigger pan. So as this boils down and becomes less than a few gallons, we will bring it into the house and finish it in there. Maple syrup, you want to boil it until it's 7 degrees above boiling point at your location. So if boiling point is 212, you're going to go to 219, and that's how you know that it's done. There's a couple of other ways. Test the texture. You can get fancy equipment to test the sugar concentration, but if you're just getting started, you're pretty safe to go to that 219, 220, unless your boiling point is vastly different than at sea level.
So I got this thermometer in the end of one of these, and then this is just measuring the temperature of the barbecue. So on this end, we just have a little display that shows the temperature here of each of these. The one that is 59 is the one that's in the meat. The one that says 60 right now, it's a lot cooler in here because it's open on the top. And this sends signal into the house. We have a remote monitor that we can watch from in the house. So I'll get the tops back on these, get the heat built back up, and then you go grab a snack or something.
Yeah. It's cold out there. One thing I want to touch on with both of the maple project that we're doing right now and the snack sticks. These are both things that we had no background in and that we learned how to do recently. So syrup we've been doing for about 8 years. Shortly after our second was born, we got started with maple. We've been doing that kind of different ways and kind of evolved how we do it, but we still don't do anything with fancy equipment. All of our sap is stored in 5-gallon buckets with gamma lids. Our evaporator is made out of cinder blocks. So you don't have to go into a full syrup operation with the expensive equipment. So similar with the snack sticks. So when you start looking into hunting things and equipment and processing meats, smoking meats, there's so many fancy things, fancy smokers, fancy equipment, and if you start searching how to do it, you're going to get so many opinions. Sometimes going to the experts almost gives you decision fatigue, where you don't do the project because you get so overwhelmed with the options or having to have it perfect. It's okay to start with basic equipment and a basic recipe or a kit. You buy this jerky gun. It's about $50, like I said, which is the cost of 3 packages of snack sticks we usually buy. And it comes with a jerky seasoning and a snack stick seasoning so that you can try it out and see how you like it. It comes with a tip for the sticks that we made today of various sizes fit on that same tip. And then it also comes with a jerky tip so you can make ground meat into jerky in your dehydrator. Something just as simple as that can get you started without getting into the perfect way to make snack sticks. And I think that just with the way the internet is today, that's kind of how it becomes, where it used to be you could go to your neighbor and they teach you how to do this, and it was however they did it is how you learned how to do it. You weren't going to the internet and getting 300 different opinions on the best way to do this. Anyways, I hope that's a little bit encouragement to you to just try something new, even if you've never done it before. Try it at the most basic level, see how you like it, see if you want to expand and learn more, and go from there, because you don't have to start as an expert and you don't have to go to expert level at the very beginning. It's okay to learn. It's okay to start from scratch. It's okay to not have a clue what you're doing. It's okay if you aren't an expert in it. Give it a try. Try something new. Ask your neighbor if they know how to do it, or find a mentor. Or just go for it. Give it a try. See how it turns out.
Okay, so we got the sap boiled down. So it's filtered into this pan. You saw me take it off through that valve that we have on the outside of our evaporating pan into the filter that was held up by this colander into the pan. So we're all set here. The maple syrup, we're ready to take this inside and finish it off in the house, where we can keep a very precise temperature. We can get it up to a very precise temperature and be able to monitor that. So I'm gonna bring this into the house before it cools down too much. First I want to take a look at these snacks. All right, so I'm gonna pull the lid off of here. Slide that back. They're looking pretty good in there. These ends, the ends that are closer to the firebox, we actually had, I had split this group. So we had about half of these that were placed back over here closer to the firebox. And what happened with those, as you can kind of see by the end of this one, the casing split. Those snack sticks were a little too close to the firebox, and the flames were coming. I just loaded the fire. Flames are coming up and into the smoking chamber, and we're sizzling the end of those. So all I had to do was go ahead and move all of the snack sticks back towards the chimney. The temperature was perfect. It was right at like 225 at the hottest point. And what is it right now? Right now it says 167, 152 on the internal temperature for those snack sticks. So the syrup is done. I put the normal lid back on this evaporator. So we'll just go ahead, we'll get this fire going again, get this chamber heated up a little bit, and then we'll finish off these snack sticks. It won't take long. In the meantime, go in the house and finish up the syrup. All right, we're at 200 for the internal temperature, 167 on the actual snack stick. So looking really good. A little bit of charring on that end. That's okay. We'll cut those off and I'll learn the lesson for next time. Otherwise they're looking pretty good. Let's pull these off and get them in the house. There they are, looking good. All right guys, we are in the house. We've got the maple syrup in this pan right here. Got one of these snack sticks that is all done and ready to go. They're just cooling down. This one just has a little bit of warmth to it, but it's not bad at all. It's got a really good taste to it. Love the spice mix. We're gonna stay in here, finish up this maple syrup, have a nice, delicious snack. It's awesome having that evaporator smoker that you do both at the same time. You can make yourself a delicious snack while you're boiling down maple syrup. Love it. We'll get this maple syrup all bottled up or canned up, and then we'll do it again in a couple days. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.
Bye.